Hello everyone, friends and subscribers, Colonel of Wisdom here. Um, I kind of wasn't going to do a video so soon. Um, I said earlier in text comments, or I think in a previous video, that I was planning on responding to somebody who left a comment on my Debsterism video, but I kept putting that off and putting that on the back burner because I haven't been online much. I've been preoccupied with my offline life, and I haven't been watching much TV either. So of course I know about the Trayvon Martin case, but I figured everybody on YouTube said all that needs to be said, and they're so much more eloquent than me. So why even bother discussing the topic? Like what more needs to be said? But I think some may interpret that as my apathy for the tragedy and what happened to the poor kids. So I think I'm going to comment, but also I'm going to comment because especially, as I said, I haven't been watching much TV, but today the I just happened to flip the channels, and I stopped it on CNN. I stopped it on CNN's Don Lemon segment where he was discussing the case, and he got to this part that really just infuriated me, and it actually infuriated me even more so than Geraldo Rivera, because we all know that where there is Fox News and or Geraldo Rivera, there is douchebaggery. So it's not even that shocking. It's just more of the same. At least that's how I interpret it. But this Don Lemon segment just really pissed me off, and it has me wondering if cable news has just collectively lost their minds or something. But anyway, the Don I wish I could have the link for you guys, but nobody uploaded this segment on YouTube, and I went to CNN.com and tried to search for it, and it wasn't there. So I could just describe to you what Lemon was saying. So Lemon decided to use this opportunity to spread supposed awareness to young black male teens and their mothers, to tell them to watch out and to realize that things like this could happen. And he had these two black single moms on the program, and one of them had her teenage son with her. The other one, she didn't bring her son. She looked much older, but whatever, that's irrelevant. So they weren't talking about nothing. They were just talking in simplistic terms and saying, "Oh yes, we tell our boys about this, that this can happen. How they have to be very, very careful." And what really disgusted me about this Don Lemon segment is that it pretty much said this. It was saying the same ridiculous nonsense that Geraldo Rivera said, that implied that the poor Trayvon Martin kid, that he brought this on himself somehow. And the Don Lemon segment was implying this as well, only they were just walking on eggshells about it and just making it seem like, yes, black male teenagers are perpetual potential victims of something like this happening, and it's just widespread, and it's just something you have to condone and deal with. And I'm like, really? Why are why is the fact that this slain child was a teenage black kid wearing a hoodie, why is that the forefront in this discussion? Why is the forefront of this discussion not the fact that a friggin' overzealous neighborhood watchman murdered an unarmed child that was half his size? This butterball was morbidly obese, and he murdered this lanky, harmless, baby-faced kid. Like why is that not disturbing? Why are we not seeing segments talking about neighborhood watchmen or something, or overzealous neighborhood watchman, or discussing that type of I don't know if you call that a community or you call that like a subcategory of people because that's some scary shit. Now, I've been to suburban neighborhoods that were mixed, that were predominantly white. Never been to one that had neighborhood watch people. You know, the whole gag of the overzealous neighborhood watchman. That's stuff I would see in, live action movies and in cartoons. I didn't know it was real, and I could have never imagined it was real. And the fact that a neighborhood watchman stalked a child, a defenseless child, ran up on a teenage kid, and then murdered this teenage kid. That uh that doesn't concern anybody. Just their races concern people. I'm just not understanding that. And some people are saying, well, Zimmerman's not white, and white people are saying, no, don't put this on us, he's not white. And well, to be honest, from my perspective, Zimmerman looks so obviously not white. Like, I mean, people are saying he's mestizo, or he's half white, half Latino. To me, he looks borderline quadroon, to be honest. But whatever, that doesn't matter. It doesn't, rather this was race motivated or not, rather he's white or not, whether he hates blacks or not. The point is that he killed a child, that he senselessly killed a teenage boy who did nothing to him, who was just going home, just minding his own business. He stalked and hunted down and murdered a teenage boy, and he's free for some bullshit self-defense charge. It's obvious. I mean, if you listen to the tapes, it's obvious that Trayvon was the one defending himself when he punched this fat turd in the face, because clearly this little fat punk was and I should apologize. I make it seem like I have something against obese people, but I mean, come on, the fact that this guy is morbidly obese and older, and this was like a lanky 17-year-old who didn't have a weapon, and they're talking about some self-defense. I mean, really? But anywho, you listen to the tape, it's obvious the guy doesn't sound like he's playing with a full deck at all. He sounds like he's like mentally impaired, or that he has like some, I don't know, that looking at Trayvon caused him to have some type of breakdown or whatever. I don't know. You could tell that he's out of it. So most likely when he approached Trayvon, he was being threatening, either verbally, or he posed some other physical threat, outside of the gun. Because I'm sure Trayvon didn't know he had the gun on him at first. He just thought, hey, this is just some guy being a douchebag and invading my personal space. Let me get him to fall back. And sometimes you have to punch people in the face when they're invading your personal space, and if they threaten to hurt you, without putting their hands on you. Sometimes if people get in your face, you have no choice but to hit them and to just run away and bail. So, but yeah, that news segment, like the news coverage, like what people are focusing on is just irritating me. Like, why is nobody concerned that a neighborhood watchman killed a teenager and he got away with it? Like, that doesn't like alarm people. It doesn't alarm people who have neighborhood watchmen. It doesn't alarm the neighborhood watchmen who don't want to be lumped up with this psycho. Like, why couldn't Don Lemon have a segment where he brought a bunch of random neighborhood watchmen condemning this behavior, just saying, hey, we're not like this, and we don't want to be seen like it's like, how are you gonna have a bunch of black male teens and their moms saying, oh yeah, we gotta understand this has happened, we have to protect ourselves, we have to constantly live in fear and walk in a fucking bubble in America. Are you serious? That's another reason I wasn't going to comment on it, because I've already had enough things get on my nerves these past couple of weeks, and seeing this segment really did honestly piss me off. It really pissed me the hell off. Like I said, this pissed me off more so than the Geraldo Rivera thing, because like I said, Geraldo is just a piece of work. I don't take him seriously, but I figured CNN would be just a little bit better than this. But no, they'd just rather perpetuate the victimhood of blacks instead of focusing on the glaring injustice and the egregious, like, human failure that was the Florida cops not arresting this freak. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't understand why the fact that a neighborhood watchman killed a teenage boy isn't isn't like in the forefront of this case, and it's just like, oh well, is it a hate crime or isn't it a hate crime? Who cares? A teenage boy is dead. A teenage boy who did nothing to nobody is dead, regardless or not if it was a hate crime. I don't know, folks. I just, like I said, I'm sure this isn't a very eloquent video, but it's just that's just one aspect about all this media coverage that's just pissing me off. Stuff like saying, well, maybe it's the hoodie, or maybe it's that all black male teens are under attack and they have to watch their backs. No, how about a neighborhood watchman doesn't have to act like a vigilante? How about he doesn't have to act like a violent blowhard with a gun or with a deadly weapon? How about that? No, nobody wants to address that. Okay, I guess that just makes too much sense. Well, I'm gonna stop the video now, folks, because at this point I'll just be repeating myself, saying the same thing. You guys know how much I hate that, even though I do it anyway. So I'd like to leave your comments about your take on this whole thing, or your take on the media's reaction, because the media, in my opinion, the media's reaction is just as infuriating as the crime itself. No, more infuriating than the crime itself. Not to trivialize the tragedy of this poor boy losing his life, but it's just, I don't know. People are acting like the whole self-defense thing actually holds water or something. It Okay, that's it. Cardinal Wisdom out.